this one underway. It's Leero versus Malfunctionn. And GeoGuessr, being the pro that you are, please talk to me about these two.
Yeah, I mean, we have Malfunctionn as a moving main. I would say very, very strong on moving. That's how Malfunctionn really came into this league. Everyone was saying, Malfunctionn, yeah, she really has to perform on moving because that's her favorite mode. But I would say she also won a lot of no-move and NPC games as well. So a little bit surprising there, but that's great to see. Whereas Leero is more a no-move and an NPC main, I would say. Not really a moving main. That's how it is with most Australians as well. I don't know, they have it in their blood.
Yeah, could be. Could just be. Game has started. Match 1 is underway. First round takes us to Milan, and you can see Leero trying to put pressure on against Malfunctionn here with a very, very quick guess. But Malfunctionn ain't to be pushed around. Finds it easily and sends Leero down just around 800 health. Now coming into round 2.
That is exactly what happened. We are in Japan now. With those poles and the reflectors, which give away the country pretty quick. But those poles also contain more information as where in the country you are. They are regional. So therefore we see both players ending up pretty close to each other. Both in the same prefecture. Not prefecture, but in the same region of Japan. But different prefectures.
Yeah, Leero defaulting to go Nagoya, but maybe not quite so. It was a very qualified position in the middle of everything. As we get into, or I should say in between train tracks here. Over towards North America we go. Last week, I mean, when Siggy and I was casting, it was all, I want to say exclusively North America. We had so many Canada and US rounds, it was absolutely insane. We'll see if today is going to be similar, or maybe we get another continent with some overrepresentation.
Yeah, I mean, the US is very big. You have very dense coverage for how huge that country is. Because with countries like Russia or Brazil, yes, they are big as well, but in terms of coverage density and how much Google images you find in that country, I think no country is getting as close as to the US.
We need more Brazil Amazon forest trekker coverage. We need the entire Amazon covered by trekkers. That's the mission for the years to come as we head into round number 4. Scores somewhat even. Leero, full speed plunk into France. Putting it right in the middle. Let's see where Malfunctionn ups to go.
Yeah, I mean, France is a very difficult country to play in terms of moving. You have a lot of signs, but most of the times the signs aren't that helpful. And Leero decided to just go middle, play by the chance of being somewhat close, and it did work out. Yeah. Malfunctionn did try a little bit of a region guess, but that can be tricky sometimes, especially in France.
It's rare that you see the person who is, I mean, trying to put pressure on also being the one out victorious. They're usually a bit behind coming into the latter rounds and then end up coming out victorious with a big round. But here, despite kind of just center plonking it every round, Leero has actually been able to get some pretty good guesses in. As we now go into round number 5, what are you seeing here?
I do see a Turkey, and I think we are in the Hatay province, which is the pocket that's bordering Syria and Lebanon. No, not Lebanon. I mean, north of Lebanon. Between Syria. That pocket is the Hatay province. You get this mountain range along the water there. I mean, that's my vibe, at least. I didn't see any useful information on either side. So if they have the same vibe, which Malfunctionn does, I really like that guess.
The more they zoom in, usually the closer they are. She jumps one bay over. Oh, should have stayed. Had the 5k lined up. Yes, this could have been game. This would have been game.
Yep, there could have been a lot more damage. Especially with the mountain range. I mean, you have the mountains on both sides. I don't blame her for that. But especially with their pickup truck coverage, you see it a lot down the coast.
Well, Leero looking to go Nairobi. First time we see Malfunctionn quicker on the switch here. Putting pressure on Leero, opting to go a bit further towards the northeast. And it's going to be Malfunctionn closer once again. Not by much, though. 80. 88 is all it's gonna amount
in the right city.
They're
It
both
looks
there.
good. It looks good. Who cares
does
about the
indeed.
points? Toby, who cares about the points?
Exactly.
It's just about to show off.
Exactly. Forest route is where we're headed, into the boreal landscapes. As Route 7 is upon us, 4 times multiplier and 1,000 health between the two. What are you seeing here, Geoguessr?
Yes, that's a good question. My first white was France, especially with the car brands all being French that I've seen so far. The architecture does check out now that we got out of the forest. It looks very mountainous, so either towards the Alps or the Pyrenees. I think the Alps do make more sense with all the pines.
Yeah, both down there as well. Very close to the previous France location that we had. At 60, we go from 88 to 60 damage as these two are pushing it side by side, heading into the next round. Of course, the multipliers keep on stacking, and we do have the 10th round being the final one. So should we get there, whoever is in front by the end of round 10 will be the victor of the round. Coming in now to round number 8 with a quick guess from Leero in Peru.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if they will get to any information anytime soon, being all the way up in the mountains here. So even if they play the round out and move further, I think they will end up with the same guesses, honestly.
Yeah. Some distance in between the guesses. Here once again, you can see just 60 kilometers equals to almost 1,000 damage with the multipliers being this high. So Leero, now set under 2,000, needs to get something going here in round number 9.
Indeed, and this looks like Indonesia. We have a lot of tile roofs, which puts you by default on Java. You can see it a little bit in South Sumatra as well. And do we have a couple parts in here? Oh, it's saying Banyuwangi. Yeah, that's very far east in Java.
Both down there once
It's
more.
a pretty big Kabupaten. So I think Leero might be still in the right Kabupaten there.
Could
Don't know
be.
the exact border, but I know it is pretty big.
Nonetheless, now round 10, Leero needs something big. He needs to hit, well, at least he needs to end this round with more health available than Malfunctionn, or he will lose the moving game. Malfunctionn, according to stats, has the upper hand in these matchups. So let's see now how this one's gonna fare. We have Leero in the north side of Thailand already. Malfunctionn is there joining him. I'm not sure the distance is gonna be enough for him to be able to get back into it. And nope, it's not going to be. Malfunctionn wins the round, and even if it doesn't go to 0, she has more health than him, therefore that is GG. Malfunctionn out victorious in match number 1.
GG's indeed. Yeah, I would say most points have been made in Turkey, I guess, in that match. But besides that, I would say they really had similar guesses overall.
Yeah, they were pretty even, especially here in the end. Last many rounds were very close to one another. But the lead was set up by Malfunctionn, and she never wavered, able to maintain it all the way through. Now headed into no move. You can zoom in, you can spin around, but you're stuck in position as once again, Malfunctionn with the upper hand, at least statistically, on the average guesses here.
Indeed, for this round we are in Mexico. We have those octagonal poles, a lot of palm trees. Which makes me think maybe we are more towards the south or the east coast, west coast. That's where you find those type of palms more. Besides that, I don't really see much to use here. The information we had on that sign, I don't know if anything of that was really that useful. But they do end up in the same area again with their guesses.
Yep, Leero.
For now.
Down towards the west coast, this Malfunctionn. Ooh, found the city proper, 1.2 kilometers out. What a great round. Limited info to go by, but she's able to get it.
Yes, I don't know if Malfunctionn used the mountain range, or if she just decided to scan for that city. He was looking around there for a while. But yeah, got there in the end, and now we are in Bangladesh. Really hard to read what we have on that sign. It's pretty small.
Yep, seems like Malfunctionn. Just plunking it in, getting the round over with. Moving on as Leero might just do the exact same, hopping a bit further towards the north, and it's going to be right in between him. Usually people would go around Dhaka and just kind of GG go next, but this one amounts to a grand total of 152 damage. Not a whole lot, but we'll see as the multiplier stack. Maybe we'll get some more going here round 3. Love snow coverage.
Move on, yes. It looks very nice. However, especially snow coverage makes region guessing so much harder because you can't really tell the foliage that well. But yeah, we have a New York guess. It should be somewhere there. I'm not even sure if it's US or Canada here. But there was a US flag, I think. I saw it last second.
Yeah. Just around the corner. It was there. Malfunctionn able to maintain the flawless, at least for now. As again, I mean the tempo has kind of switched in this one. Now it's Malfunctionn with the quicker guesses. As Leero feeling the pressure.
Indeed. Now what do we have here? We should be in Australia. Leero being from Australia. I mean the Australian community in general, they are all at least decent at their own country. They are all actually also learning and try to be good at Australia. You don't have that with many countries. People are that interested in learning their own country where they are from, but especially the Aussies do grind. They have their own tournaments and all that.
Let's see who's going to be closer. They're going to be sat right on top of one another, equal distance apart. A little wave over to the neighbor stood next door. I think Leero would have wanted to be closer on that one, of course, given that it is his home country, but can't really fault him when the country is as big as it is.
No, I don't blame Leero at all. It can be quite difficult to guess that inland stuff in New South Wales and Queensland sometimes. And now we have some.
You're on the same
mountains. Road. Yes. There aren't that many roads covered towards the Caucasus Mountains down there.
Leero does jump further west nonetheless. And it's right in between them.
Yeah, it's a couple, and they're also pretty hard to find as well. So I guess they somewhat just wanted to get the right region down.
Yeah, able to do so as well. Malfunctionn able to maintain the flawless score. Still 6,000 on the board coming into round number 6. So Leero, finally, at least according to statistics, numbers in his advantage.
Yes, and we have a lot of oil palms, and it's very mountainous, white lines, all that puts us on Borneo Island. Malaysia. That's actually very far west, and that's a very committed guess from Malfunctionn. I gotta respect that, and she's getting rewarded for that.
Definitely.
That's a lot of points.
Sends Leero down to under 2,500. So now coming to round number 7. And, what do we have working here?
Yes, this looks like the UK to me. Especially with this brick building there.
It's scary times for Leero now. With Malfunctionn, kind of just plunking, putting pressure on. He knows that he has to be so much more exact, but once again, despite the quick kind of flick just right down on England, it's still her out victorious. Round number 8, no damage taken whatsoever. This could be very dangerous, if not because we had a very telling road sign right next to where we spawned.
Yes, I mean, we have the east of Andes looks in Ecuador plus a road number, so they should both probably end up on the right road. It is a pretty long road. The 45 goes.
Coverage?
No, this is still the old coverage, yes. So the 45 is a very long stretch going all the way along the east. So you can still be very far off, but I guess with lining up the mountain distances, it can be a bit easier. Or you can increase your chances at least, but it seems like we don't even see the mountains to the west. It's blocked by the trees, so you can't really tell how far the mountains are, which makes it way more difficult.
See the road down towards the south there. The road is pretty much straight north to south. They're trying to line it up with what they have available. They want to see on the Google map if there's a road that aligns perfectly with where they can see Malfunctionn jumping back and forth there in the end. Should have been a bit further towards the south. They end up sitting pretty much right next to one another, and still it's out victorious. Leero just cannot get a hit in.
Yes, I mean, they both guessed right next to the mountains, and we were in the flat part, but that's what I meant with the vision being blocked to the west makes it so much more difficult to get a good region guess down on the road.
Quick Japan guess from Leero here. Let's see if Malfunctionn ups to follow.
Looks like we have Kanto pole tops. It's the region around Tokyo. They
finally!
And Leero finally getting some points down on the board.
Now he has to go big, though. It's round 10 again. It is the final round. Do or die time for Leero. He needs to somehow end this round ahead of Malfunctionn. And what are you seeing here? Could it happen? Ooh, quick guess from Leero now.
It could happen. I mean, Argentina is a pretty big country. We shouldn't be far north. We shouldn't be far south. So I would say they somewhat will end up in the same region. But it can still be if someone is really on point here.
Close
in this
to
case,
one another.
it needs to be Leero.
Leero closer, but not enough distance in between him for him to maintain or catch up on it.
No.
It's 900 points ahead still. Malfunctionn takes this one home 2-0. 20 rounds it took us, as both of these went all the way to round number 10. But in the end, Malfunctionn are victorious.